on Dr. Pay, it's pretty simple, you know. That would take 5 minutes later.
I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order, and, we just had a special call meeting for this one purpose here. I'm gonna let Kurt explain that to us, why we're here and what we're doing. And I don't think it'll take us a few minutes, but Ronnie, that's gonna very much use, we're not taking the action, but Ronnie needs to inform us on something right quick, then I'll turn it over to Kurt.
We're just gonna clear up a couple of issues with, an incident to the dog the other day where he bit a guy, a state trooper. It's not any contribution on the dog's part or anything of that nature. He had his hand near the kennel. The dog was being protected with his kennel.
Our dog
His
hit
own.
somebody?
Hmm.
Okay.
He does have his rabies shots. He is
Dog and trooper.
the trooper. So far, there's no ill effects on the dog. But, you know, it was a work-related incident. The officers that are come around the dog at any time, you can come around the dog anytime as long as it's out of its kennel. It's protective of its kennel. So Zach knows this, we're working on that. We've addressed this issue, so he knows that nobody's come around it. Right now it's being held in a shipping crate. We're gonna have the insert being installed. It came in just a couple of days ago.
In his
But as
car.
far as, in his car, yes. As far as your request for vaccination records and everything,
See,
it's
I
on the
didn't even
second
know
page.
anything about our dog biting somebody. This was all because of what happened in Hansville. When did it bite him?
Thursday.
Okay. So his post-quarantine checkup will be 10 days after that. It's Dr. Cashin gonna do that.
Yes. But as far as him being a police dog and stuff, you don't have to be quarantined.
No, but he'll have to have a post-quarantine checkup if it was reported to the health department, he will have to have a post-quarantine
We've been
checkup
in contact with
regardless.
LeMaster.
The dog, that is. The dog or the human?
The dog,
The dog.
the dog.
So all that's covered,
Everything's covered,
okay,
no problem. Just wanna clarify it before any rumors got out,
didn't know about it,
explain every bit of
take
it.
care of it.
And the trooper also, they're just coming out of Bamacue. I think his supervisor told him that he should have known better to come out there with chicken juice on his fingers and try to pet the dog.
You should know
And yes,
better
the dog.
than that.
Is a working dog.
Yeah.
Well, we've been warned that you're not supposed to run up to
Yeah.
him and not rush and not, I mean,
Right.
get permission from Zach first, and
Right.
so.
Well, naturally, you just wanna go out and pet that dog, but it's not a family pet. I mean, it's an officer.
It is equivalent to an officer. But there's no issues with it or anything like
Well,
that.
I'm not planning on petting any officers, so.
But if you let him out of the box and he's out on the ground and stuff, you know, where he's out, he's sociable with kids, everything else, just contained in his box, that's his space.
I don't blame him, I'm protective of my space too, so he's being smart,
But there's no issues,
okay.
to clarify if there's any rumors or anything of that nature.
Hadn't heard
Trooper's doing
anything, didn't know
fine,
about
he
it.
left the next day going on vacation, I don't think it's interfered with his vacation, so. And the request for vaccination records and everything is the second page back on this. He is up to date on everything, plus the medications.
And Zach keeps his certificate in the car with him?
No, he keeps it in file. Okay, thank you, sir.
We won't hold y'all for just a few minutes. And talk to Kurt. Kurt, tell us why we're here and how this got started. I can tell you a little bit. We had a chance to apply for some grants to replace or repair sidewalks. And at the time, a few weeks ago, I thought it was just like new sidewalks. Come to find out you can replace sidewalks that are broken or damaged or falling in. I didn't know that. So time got crunching, and Kurt asked me the other day about, have we looked at any, and I said, well, I thought it was just for new, not replace any old ones if anything's damaged. He said, no, you can replace old ones. So while they were here the other day going over some stuff with the architect engineer on downtown, we rode around and looked for some places, and I know of a couple that had some pretty bad sidewalks. One that's starting at the bridge there in front of Bamacue going all the way to Academy Drive. So Kurt and I looked at it in Francis. Then we went across the street where some have been wanting to include the downtown, across the street over there by Fred's Rexall and Scott Hunt's offices, go down toward Sporty's and Central. So Kurt worked up some figures, and the reason we're meeting today is because this has to be turned in tomorrow in Montgomery. We couldn't wait till Monday night, so.
So you're gonna hand deliver it
Yes, ma'am.
So
if it's approved?
he's supposed, if we apply, if we wanna do this, and it's applying for a grant, and it may take up to a year before we find out, another year before we can do the work. But Kurt, you go ahead, you got your drawing, your estimate, and everything, so I'll let you tell us what's going
The
on.
program is through ALDOT, it's the TAP program, Transportation Alternative Project or Program, something, I'm not sure what the stands for. It's a replacement basically for the TE program. If y'all remember that from several years back, the transportation enhancement, sidewalks, and beautification, that kind of thing, was done away with in 2009 or 10. Anyway, this is basically a replacement of that same program. They just renamed it and with some new stuff. So we took a look at, like the mayor said, we took a look at the block, one block north of 270 along First Street, continuing our downtown type project there. One block north, and then also continuing that sidewalk on the east side of the road, past the Century Tail Building, down the hill, across the bridge, and back up a little bit of hill into that residential neighborhood to try to tie that residential neighborhood back into downtown. We won't do as much, well, in that first block, in the budget, I had planned on doing similar things that we're doing downtown, the pavers, the bulb outs, the street lights, the landscaping, continue the same template, I guess, that we started in the downtown into that same block, so it all ties together. And then from there on down, it more than likely would just be mostly sidewalk, maybe a few pavers, maybe a few lights, but not near as decorative, more useful than decorative.
Clean looking.
Clean looking, it will be. The project does remove the sidewalk that's there, and the curb and gutter. So we're gonna fix some there. I know there's some, we have some pictures. I think there's some, looks to be some, I don't think there's a problem with the water moving because it's going so fast downhill, but, it looks like there's some places where the water maybe jumps back out on the street before it gets back down into the curb and gutter. So we'll replace the curb and gutter all the way down through there, to hopefully alleviate some of that drainage that's going on there.
Well, and two, did you not mention the other day that whereas now they're 3 foot wide, they need to be at least 5 foot wide? And I'm
Yes, ma'am.
sure that is part of being accessible with a wheelchair or
That's correct, yeah.
for disabled.
Right, the sidewalks that go back will be a minimum of 5 feet wide, probably 6.
How's that gonna affect the parking there on this, past Scott Hunt's office and
It's already,
David Hall's?
it's already 6 feet wide there.
Oh, okay.
It's on down into that, when it gets down closer to that residential area, it narrows down to a 3 foot sidewalk. And we'll make that back out, so it shouldn't affect any of the parking. That sidewalk now is at least 5 feet, if not 6, already in that, business area district.
But also, did you not say that this involves lighting and some like landscape?
Yes, we'll do the same, in that first block particularly, we'll do the same lighting, the same landscaping, the brick pavers. I even had planned on doing the bulb outs at the four corners there, at the intersection of First Street and 278. We stopped on the downtown project at the right-of-way, at the state right-of-way. Well, this is ALDOT money, so we're gonna be dealing with them anyway. So while we're dealing with them anyway, I thought we'd go ahead and try to fix
It
those
might
four
be our
corners.
best opportunity to do something across the street, because, we said it might be in another phase, but if we could at
That
least
was in
get
the
that
second
done,
phase,
that'd be
right.
better than,
So that would give us
So-
a chance to kind of let it flow over into that area.
If you do the bulb outs on that side, on Scott Hunt's side, how many parking places are you losing over there?
I don't think we'll lose, I'll look at it further, but I don't think if we lost any, it would be not more than one on each side of the road, but I don't think we lose any because the parking stops now. There's a place where you can't park from the last parking
is
place.
there enough room to do that and still have,
I think we can go both out in the
hallway
in the spot.
causing turn control?
Right, yeah, we'll have to go through the DOT and they'll make us fix it, so.
But this could be, Kurt, months after this is even complete over here.
Yes, I mean,
Because
I
And the next time would be to apply for something like this would be, who knows, or,
Would be, yeah. In theory, they'll continue the TAP program into the 2014 year and, as they used to the T, but, at this point, we don't know.
Is this all what you've got, is this all we can apply for this time?
Well, you can apply for as much as you want, but there is a cap on the amount of funds that the DOT will provide.
I don't know, I hadn't looked at it a while, beside Weaver's and down through there, it used to be tore all to pieces. I don't know if they patched any of that over the years or not, that sidewalk there is in bad shape.
is it by Weaver's or on
Going down
the side
toward
next to
Waffles there, Tim?
Yeah, going down towards the dry,
Yeah,
the laundromat.
the washer?
All that used to be a mess down through there at one time, I was just thinking, that's right
I
downtown.
figured
Was that
there's,
mostly on that side, or was there some on the other side next to the operations center? I don't recall
I
anything
think
being
it's,
wrong
I think
with
it's
it.
on the Weaver side, Weaver building right beside, I believe. But that may have been patched up, I don't know, one time I was pretty
yeah,
raggedy looking right in there. And that's right downtown.
Can y'all think of any other places, cause I rode around and looked and they're pretty much,
Basically, you're gonna have to look at doing that at another time, because
yeah,
it's
that's,
gotta be turned in tomorrow.
yeah, that's true.
In theory, they'll continue this program and a year from now, we can, apply again.
What are the chances probably for getting the grant? I mean, are we in good shape to possibly do it, or is it real competitive, or?
I don't know, this being the first year they're back,
Well, it'll depend on how many people apply.
and I don't
Yeah.
have any idea what it is statewide, it is a statewide application. My understanding is there is a large pool of money that is available, and they're maxing out the grants at $400,000 is the most they'll contribute on their side per grant, so that should be able to spread it out over.
How long have we known about this, that we could do this?
I called the mayor,
No,
the day or two before we met with,
And would be,
Jane.
yeah,
it's been about 2-3
the
weeks.
landscape architect from Birmingham was here and met with beautification committee, and that's when we started talking about it. Hadn't known.
The DOT
But
sent out,
great that it's coming about the time it is, because it might just blow over, and otherwise, I can't see how we could do it. Or we couldn't.
What I was meaning, if we'd had more time, we might
Oh.
have found some
Oh, yeah.
more that needed it besides, some of these.
Well,
But
Well, we know
Well,
these are bad.
I'm sure there's a lot of people walking around out here on sidewalks of the evening at night.
There's a
Could
lot.
tell us,
Since I live on that north side of town in Country Military Street, there's a lot of people walking toward town
No,
on that side
I've
of
seen that.
Barbecue, on that,
yeah,
and that's fell in several places,
Yeah.
even where the drains are.
there's
There's
a
There's
Really?
place,
caved in,
right, there's a
and
place
that
on
was the
that
only
military
place I could
trail.
think of right off bat, and I didn't realize that Kurt might be able to tie this in, this downtown across the street, that we were gonna
Yeah,
try to do
that's-
anyway at some point.
Does that tie into where the departments are,
You
I
know,
can't
down
think
below
of-
Nora and Bobby Loden on the left?
before you get to, the old Dolly's, I can't think of the new
Well, don't go
department
that far.
complex. Doesn't go that far.
It'd go to Academy, Academy's right there.
just
Well, no,
above,
this is, what is it?
just above barbecue up there, first block, first road to the left.
First road left by
Just
far.
turn every
First row to the
day,
left is
instead of
Academy, and that's where the
their
sidewalk
mother
currently
used to live.
stops.
Okay.
But like I say, there's, I'm sure there's several other places in town.
This will address, in addition to the width of the sidewalk, this will have the handicap ramps and all of the things that meet the ADA requirements. There may be a spot, we'll know further if we get the ward to move further into it. There may be a spot out there in front of Century Tail where we actually have to end up putting some sort of switchback ramp, because the grade is so steep, in order to meet the ADA requirements. But I tried to figure a little extra in there for that, should that arise during the design process. But the second page lists the total construction cost, the construction engineering and inspection, that's included as part of the grant. And there, it's a 80-20 with them maxing out at 400,000. That leaves your local share as 103. You have to pay, according to the grant, you have to pay design and grant administration separately, not as part of the grant, not as part of your for us and 6% for, NACOG's administration, which comes up to another,
Hancock told me yesterday, I didn't think theirs would be,
I think theirs would be.
that's what he said.
That's what he said. He
But I
said
couldn't
they
believe that
wouldn't
either,
have
because they
that.
said they make a lot of monies on this
Who
grant.
told
They
you
wouldn't
that?
have any administration.
No,
No.
Jess,
Jess Turner?
Jess Turner.
Oh, yeah.
If I asked
Well, that'd
her,
be good.
That'd be
now,
right.
I'm not
Great.
sure, but I understood what I meant, I understood what you said.
You can fail.
Yeah.
Probably would too.
I've never worked on a project where there
I
wasn't.
know, I'm
But that's how
not,
they
but
get
he
paid
didn't,
over.
he did say that. I
He
would
did.
have questioned myself if I was the only one
You
that,
may have misunderstood.
he may have misunderstood what we were asking.
Yeah, you pay.
I think he's probably not charging you for the application. Maybe, I don't know. He may, but, may not. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
Well, me too, Kurt, I'm just going,
But,
we may have been on two different things, but.
Kurt, what is this, traffic control, what would that involve? Changing up the,
no, ma'am, that's just during construction.
oh, I see,
That's,
okay,
putting up the barriers and
Workers from getting out of it.
okay,
when they're
that's
during
good,
construction.
alright, glad to know that.
And this would not be as detailed as downtown with all the utilities moved either.
That's correct.
Still would be
Things
some
have to be moved.
wires and that kind of thing, it's not,
Yeah, unless you know, it's possible if we wanted to talk to Alabama Power, particularly in that one block, we might could talk to Alabama Power about trying to do something in it, but it would be separate again from this grant, you'd have to pay for that, they're not gonna include that in your grant.
well, that would be a big, this would be a huge improvement. And like we've talked before, all those buildings are full and you would really add to the other.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion on this?
Stay on them and,
All in favor, say aye.
uh,
Thank y'all. I know it's short notice, but I couldn't help it.
no, well, but
This
it's
has
you
come up
tomorrow,
pretty quick.
this is extra. Y'all all got one.
Yeah, I got it.
We don't have anything else, because that's all we can handle on this special meeting. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
I'll go
Okay,
to
Tina.
10, I'll say.
Any second?